Hello and welcome to another MCO market update on Solana. The Solana chart is still in an ongoing downtrend. We're still holding below our trend line here. So far, all the rallies from this January high have been corrective in nature. While I believe we are in an area where a trend reversal should unfold, we need a signal on the smaller time frame. That's why we have added several additional levels to watch here, where we can specifically watch for signals for upside reversals. But as you know, we're always watching for 5-wave patterns to the upside above initial resistance for a first objective confirmation that a low is in. To detect 5-wave movements, we don't only use visual wave counting. No, we are also using Fibonacci guidelines. So a 5-wave move up can't just look like a 5-wave move. It needs to follow certain guidelines, okay? And that strict adherence to guidelines has, I believe, protected the MCO community from a lot of traps in the past. Also, if you recall previous updates, I've been highlighting here over the recent weeks that these two rallies were just corrective ones. Yeah, especially the last one as well was only a 3-wave move up. So lower was still expected. We are now in that area here. I've added just additional Fibonacci levels. So due to the strong downside momentum, it can very well be that we test one of these $91 or even $79. The trend is down. I mean, we just go with the trend here. And this here is, you might recall it from previous videos, the 161.8 extension is normally what a C wave should do maximum, right? Maximum, but not, it's not a strict rule. So it's more like a guideline. So they can go lower. A C wave can be extended. I've seen really strongly extended C waves in the past. They can easily extend to the 261.8 extension. I am not even showing that level if needed. So that's why it is so important to be aware that, okay, we've got some levels to watch on the macro, but we need to watch the micro as well on the smaller time frame to understand if really there is a reaction that is noteworthy to one of these levels. So next supports would be $91.78 and $79.82. And we're watching for signals that a 5-wave move up unfolds. That would require a break above resistance, above the trend line here as well. So let's take a look at the smaller time frame here for Solana. You can see that the here on the smaller time frame, on the 1-hour time frame, we are dealing with a bounce. The price is now in a micro target area, you could say. I provided that in the last update late yesterday between $90.76 and $102. We've now reached this area. And from here, a bounce in a wave 4 could unfold. And that's probably started. Yeah, that's probably started. So if you watched previous videos, then you know that my view was that this move here around the 2nd of April was actually the end of a triangle pattern in an E wave of a wave 4, and a 5th wave down was still anticipated. Yeah, we had a 5-wave move down from the Wednesday high, and that was probably the A wave of wave 5. We then saw the B wave bounce, so there was a resistance area to which the price reacted. Just again, we're using Fibonacci guidelines again to guide us here, and the price was meant to get rejected in resistance, which has happened. And now we are in this C wave to the downside, which should also be a 5-wave move. Now, I can really only identify 3 waves down, so we might need another 4-5 pattern. So again, we have initial resistance highlighted here on the chart. It is between $104.44 and $107.39. So what does that mean? It means that if we get a break above initial resistance, it could be an early indication a low is in. Until we get a break above initial resistance, $107.40, there isn't even any indication that a low is in. No indication whatsoever. So that's important, yeah. And a break above resistance isn't enough. It needs to be a 5-wave move up. So once I see that today, I will communicate that on Discord. It could be something like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then, however, the next pullback needs to hold a higher low. Then I provide support, and that could be a jump-off point for higher prices. That would be the earliest trend reversal bottoming structure we can identify here. But for now, we only have a reaction here to that blue target zone I provided yesterday, and we don't even have a break above resistance. So that's what I'm watching for today. Either way, it seems like one more low is still likely. And But yeah, the market is very, very much oversold. So I would not be surprised even if we break above resistance, even in a corrective rally. Therefore, we need the 5-wave move up. Resistance is only, yeah, it just tells us, just levels of sentiment really. But when we have liquidation events like these, the counter reaction, the reaction to the sell-off can sometimes be a bit extreme. So that's the update about Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on X. I'll be there after the video for a couple of hours to answer questions. If you have any about the video, also just ask a question below one of the recent posts. I'll reply. And I wish you a great day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.